Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome to yet another monthly update video. It's February, guys. It's a whole new month, and usually I like to do my monthly update videos on the first Monday of the month, but Monday's a ways off, and there's too much going on in February to wait that long. So I figured I'd go ahead and get it out on the first day of the month, right? So with all this stuff to talk about, I better get right into it. Before we do, though, I want to say, as usual, this video, like all my videos, is sponsored by you. I do have to work a couple day jobs to continue making money, but if you guys want to help support me and the channel, that allows me to dedicate more time to this channel and to making videos for it. If you want to know how to support me, there are a couple ways. First of all, you can watch the ads that pop up on my videos. That gives me advertiser revenue. If you're not already a subscriber, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button and help support the channel and help me get more noticed and help YouTube recognize me a bit more. If you want to donate in more direct ways, I do have a Patreon account where you can become a donor and a patron and send me as little as $1 a month. And trust me, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it really does mean a great deal, even if it's just $1. To those of you who are already my patrons, I thank you so much for what you do. It means the world to me. And if you'd rather do it to get something back, I do have a Teespring store where you can buy some awesome merch. You're looking at some of it on the screen right now. The art is done by some wonderful friends of mine who I'll talk about in a second. Buying even a simple mug or a keychain or a sticker from this store helps me out in more ways than you can possibly imagine, and it gives you guys something cool, and all of that allows me to continue doing this YouTube channel. If I can continue to be lucrative on YouTube, I can dedicate more and more time to making this content that you guys love so much and that I love making so much. So again, guys, thank you so much for considering donating to the channel and helping me continue to do what I love. It's because of you guys that I can do this. Thank you so much. Means the world to me. So with that out of the way, let me tell you about some of my friends who I really want to thank for also making this channel possible. I want to thank my friends Hannah and Jay. I thank them both in every update video, and that's not going to change anytime soon because they mean so much to me. First of all, Hannah. Hannah and I have been friends for years, I think over 10 years now. We met a long time ago. She's a fantastic online digital artist. She and I have been on and off friends and compatriots for a while in terms of making stories, making art. She's done some amazing work, which you're looking at on the screen right now. She really likes to draw me as a girl a lot, which I used to get annoyed by, but now I really don't mind. And she's also managed to make some wonderful art for different story ideas that we've done. She's the one who's drawn the chibis for like some of the stuff that I use in my channel, and she also was the one who designed the female Raven Lord look. So she is a fantastic artist. Definitely go check her out. Her Instagram is in the description below. I think she does do commissions right now, and you'll need to take that up with her about what her rules are and all that, but she's definitely worth the time and effort. She's a wonderful friend, a little crazy, but hey, the best people in this world are, so definitely go check her out for her work. And then there's Jay. Jay is my accountability partner and one of my best friends. I haven't known him as long as Hannah, but this guy is a world of information, a world of knowledge, a world of wisdom, and not only that, he is a bastion of positivity. It doesn't matter how bad he's doing or how bad I'm doing. Anytime I call this guy on the phone, it just, what's up, man? He's just so happy to talk to you, wants to listen, wants to have a conversation. He's such a bright person to be around. He is the one who designed the Raven Lord avatar and the logo for the channel. He's drawn some fantastic images. He's also a professional comic artist. He draws some amazing superhero images and some amazing superhero art. He also draws a lot for the channel. He's the one who designed me as a Halo Spartan and as a Space Marine. Some of his art should have been floating across the screen as I've been talking about him. He's a wonderful guy. He does take commissions, and he is well worth it. His Instagram link is also in the description below. Go check him out and go support both Hannah and Jay. You won't be sorry. They have really made this channel amazing. It is because of them that this channel has gotten so popular and so beloved. I couldn't have done it without them. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Hannah. You both are fantastic. Okay, chill out of the way. Let's get down to the updates. So let's start off, as usual, with the personal stuff, some personal stuff to talk about. This last month was a bit rough. There were some rough moments, some rough patches. It wasn't a great start to the year. A friend of mine passed away, a friend from college. I got the news over social media that his wife sent out. I admit I had not been in close contact with them long after I was done with college. So it's not like we were super tight, but I knew him well and we were pretty close while we were in college together. So I'm a little sad to hear that he passed, but that was a bit of a bummer to hear about. I'll try to see if I can't find time to attend his funeral, but I don't know. It's later this week. I'll just have to see if I have the time. I also got very sick the last few days. As I'm recording this, I'm just now getting over the fever. So I had a bit of a stomach bug that's been going around, so that stunk. I asked out 2 different women this month who I knew. One was a colleague and one was a waitress that I had a bit of a crush on. I got rejected both times, so that wasn't fun. Not a great start to the month, but there's still some stuff to keep in mind. Like, for example, I'm getting started on my TEFL training, which is basically an organization that works with people who want to be overseas teachers for children of other countries. So I'm finally starting to pursue teaching overseas, mission work overseas. That start has begun. I'm looking into financial options to help pay for that, because while it's not super expensive, it's going to cut into the coffers a little bit, so I'm working on building up that money so that I can start that. Also keeping in mind that this month is also Singles Awareness Month, with the Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's a thing. Updates on that another time, right? All right, so let's talk about For Honor. That's what a lot of people are here to hear about. So what's going on with For Honor? First of all, executions graded. A couple things about that. I'm planning on doing Black Prior and at least 2 others this month. I'd like to get through some more of the heavies this month. And I'd really appreciate it if when I do those, guys, this happens every time I do an executions graded video, but there's always some backlash about any one of them. And I don't mind debate. I don't mind people saying, hey, I feel like this could have been a better lethality score. This could have been a better realism score. I don't mind that. But please be nice about it, because usually what happens is people will critique, but they'll be very condescending. Like, I've gotten plenty of comments where people say, you don't know the first thing about combat. You've probably never even held a sword. What do you don't know anything about what you're talking about. And I'm like, you're not making me want to agree with you or hear your argument. You're basically just coming off as a jerk. So please just be polite. I don't mind debate, but just please be polite about it. I just want to say that off the bat, because that happens a whole lot and I just want to get ahead of the game. Now let's talk about the new hero, Aphira. So Aphira, I think that some people misunderstood my stance on Aphira when I talked about her. So let me tell you what I like about her and what I don't like. So what I like, it's kind of like what everyone else has said. She's going to be game-changing. Her abilities, her movesets, her mocap, all of it look amazing. Her drip looks amazing. And we finally have a Mason Shield hero. Awesome. I think that she's going to be very, very cool to play. I look forward to getting a feel for her. I look forward to customizing her outfit and her drip. I think she's going to be awesome. My negative, and I know it's kind of personal for me, I know most people don't care, but her narrative and her lore is lacking. They said themselves in the thing, they kind of did an amalgamation of different Islamic time periods to make her, and that makes it hard to figure out who she's based on in history. And I know people, For Honor isn't historically accurate. I know that. That's one of the many deflections I get when talking about this game. For Honor isn't historically accurate. Well, I still value history, and I still feel like there's a lot of historical stuff you can take from this game, so I still want to talk about it. And the other thing that's rough about her is, like I said, her narrative is bad. I feel like her introduction to the game was incredibly weak. Her backstory, her narrative, it all feels like a rehash of Magi. It feels like it's repetitive, and it doesn't feel all that engaging, and it doesn't really connect to the way the Islamic Empire grew or anything like that. I feel like if they tied it in that way a little bit better, I feel like it would have been a lot stronger. I feel like her story could have been more unique, and I can talk about that later on when I get to either her analysis or her legend video. And yes, I will get to those. I will probably make an analysis video for her. I know I didn't for Magi, and I'm thinking about doing that too. So I'm considering it. She will get a Heroes in History, which will be very difficult to do. I'm looking forward to it, but it will be very difficult because, like I said, they kind of mix-mashed a bunch of different Islamic warriors and time periods to make her, so it's going to be a little tricky to make her a Heroes in History specific character. And then I'm going to give her a legend. I'm going to make my own Aphira warrior, and I'm going to make a legend out of her. It's going to be fun. I'm greatly excited for that. So Aphira is on her way. At the time that this video is released, since I want to release this on Wednesday, I'm recording this on Monday. I'm hoping that she will I hope that this video will come out Wednesday. She'll come out Thursday. Can't wait to see what happens there. All right, next, For Honor and Glory, the story. Almost done with the next chapter. Hope to release that soon. Next, how to build a video. Who would you like me to share next? What character would you like me to share next for the next how to build video? I'd love your thoughts on that. And the next Legends video. Do you guys still enjoy those? I sometimes worry that those aren't all that engaging for folks, so I want to make sure that y'all still enjoy me doing those. If you do enjoy them, let me know who you'd like to make a Legends video about next. All right. That was pretty much all I had to say about For Honor right now. I may do some other stuff with For Honor later on. In fact, I'm planning a sort of miscellaneous video later where I talk about Vlad the Impaler, and I'll use Black Prior and Warmonger and all that to help establish that. But I do want to do a video about some more historical stuff and use For Honor to help with that. So look forward to more stuff like that in the future. But now let's move on to the next game, Dead by Daylight. I want to apologize. I wanted to get Night's video out this last month, and I didn't. So I'm going to try to this month. I'm going to try, but with the new hero coming out, I may find that difficult. I'll do my best. That's all I can promise. I will do my best. That's all you can give anyone, right? All right, next is One Piece Odyssey. I have played about halfway through the game now. I've gotten quite far in it, and I've gotten a really good feel about how the game works and how it operates. So I guess people want to know now my thoughts. I will probably do a dedicated video about this, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys here my thoughts because you guys are my fans who actually watch these update videos, so you get the special stuff, right? All right, so what do I think? If you like One Piece, you will like this game. This game is a love letter to One Piece. It is a love letter to all the fans of One Piece. If you enjoy One Piece, you will like this game. The characters are on point. The voice acting is on point. The world feels beautiful and large. The characters act the way they're supposed to. It really does play into each character's unique personality and skill set. You will find a lot to love about this game if you're a One Piece fan. I know I have. It has been very, very entertaining. With that said, if you are not a big fan of One Piece, if One Piece is just okay to you, you may not like this game. To be perfectly honest, it is a turn-based combat game, and in that it is very forgiving. Like, it is a very forgiving turn-based combat game. I found more difficulty playing Persona 5, I'll be honest. Does that mean it's bad? By no means do I think it's bad, but if you're looking for a challenging turn-based fighting game, you may be better off choosing Pokemon. You know, like, it's not that challenging. It's very forgiving because I do think it focuses far more on the story and on the characters than it does on the gameplay, which is fine. That's totally fine. Though I like the story and I like the characters and I like the combat animations, you know, it is forgiving. I will also say that the biggest annoyance I have about it is that it makes you go back and forth a whole lot throughout the legend. Like, for example, when I was in Alabasta, I wanted to get to the location Rain Dinners, which was on the other side of the map. But every time I started making my way there, I realized, oh, I need to get this before I can proceed, so I had to go back to my starting point to get that thing. And the more I tried to progress, I kept having to run back and forth to get other things to make sure I could progress, which made it very, very difficult and long-winded and hard to get where I needed to go. So there were moments of frustration in that regard. So that's why I say, if you like One Piece, you will like this game because it really does exemplify all the great things about the One Piece cast and the One Piece adventure. The new characters that have been added by Ichiro Oda are very unique. I really like them. They're fun to follow. But, as I said, if you are not the biggest fan of One Piece, if One Piece is not your biggest thing, you might want to steer clear of this game. And it's hard for me to say that as a fan of One Piece and an enjoyer of the game, but if you're not its biggest fan, you may not like this game. And that's just my honest position on that. Alright, moving on to Assassin's Creed Ranked, I have some good news. Lark has finally finished playing Origins, and his reaction to the ending and to wrapping it up was shocking. We are going to be working on making the Origins video. We're going to record that sometime soon and release that video. I'm about halfway through playing through Odyssey myself, and then when we finish up Odyssey, we will play Valhalla, and then we'll finally be done, at least until Mirages comes out. So look forward to that. The Assassin's Creed Ranked is coming to a close soon. Only 3 more games to go, and we're about to wrap up Origins. Awesome. Speaking of Lark Lamentations. Looks like the NCR won. Lark has already booted up Fallout New Vegas and has begun playing through the NCR quest line to begin getting his information down. It's one of these interesting things. It doesn't matter if we've played the game before. Quite often, Lark likes to go back and replay games to get the full experience so that he doesn't miss anything and he can be objective. So that means it takes time, but it does mean he gets all the best information he possibly could. So that is awesome. Lark is very excited to work on this. He's very interested to get back to the NCR. And he told me the other day, he kind of hoped that either the Minutemen or the NCR won because he'd been having a kick to get back on Fallout. So thank you guys for voting the way he wanted it to go. All right, now for another one, an interesting one. Hogwarts Legacy is coming out this month. It is the long-anticipated Harry Potter RPG game where you go through Hogwarts as a student. I have been waiting for this game for a while, and now that I know that there's a lot of controversy around this game, I want to play it even more now just to stick it to those morons. I cannot wait, and I will be doing a live stream of the first day I play the game, just like I did with One Piece Odyssey. I hope you guys will stick with me to see how that pans out. Now, on to the next game, Rainbow Six Cringe/Win. I want to apologize again. I wanted to get to my first Rainbow Six win this month. It didn't happen. We'll try again later. I want to talk about some of my favorite Rainbow Six characters, and I just didn't get around to it. I've been trying to play the game to get back into the mood of things, but again, with this new hero coming out, I've been distracted. I've had to focus on other things, so expect that sometime soon. Maybe if you'd like, let me know in the comments if there's a specific operator you want me to talk about, and I'd be more than happy to talk about them. So just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. All right, moving on from that, writing and story sharing. Actually, guys, I'll be honest, with story sharing, I feel like I'm almost done with that. I've shared most of all the stories that I've written or plan on writing. There's only a handful more that I can go through, so we'll have to see what I replace story sharing with in the future, so we'll have to see. I've got some new writing rooms coming up. I want to keep teaching story writing. In fact, thanks to the Halo response video that I did with Danny Fortuna, again, big thanks to Danny for that, I want to talk more about canon. I want to talk about canon and plot and consistency, and I want to talk about why that's important, because it's not just Temple and Institute that seem to misunderstand this. I think it's a common problem in modern day woke media that they feel like canon is a hindrance to creativity, and that's just not true, and I want to talk about why it's not true. So look forward to that new writing room. Nomad Chapter 2 will be coming out soon. I'm waiting on Jay to get back to me on that. Revenant King is getting worked on. Very excited to see that going forward. Death's Diary got a new update recently. Listen to that if you haven't yet. And more Death Diary is to come. Also, a little bit of a secret between you and I. Hannah has me writing a new story for her called Sugar and Spice. It's kind of a comedy isekai style story. It is hysterically funny. Her designs for the characters have been making me fall over laughing, and the idea behind it is so ludicrous that I don't even know what else to say. It's going to be very, very funny when I'm done with it. I don't usually write comedy, but this will be funny. I am very excited. Also, I plan to at some point discuss controversial anime. There have been some anime that have been released with controversial topics or points, like Goblin Slayer, Rising of the Shield Hero, and Onimai. Onimai being their most recent one. And I kind of want to talk about whether or not I actually find them controversial and what about them I think people have found controversial. I also want to talk about some that do very creative things that even Western media doesn't do well. I want to compare stuff like The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson to Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, because I think that both of these handle subversion, and one of them handles it incredibly well, the other does not. And we'll talk about why and explore subversion a little bit more closely. So I'm excited to do that. Look forward to more writing stuff coming, because I really do like to do writing related videos. And now let's talk about response videos. I really do love doing response videos, but I did a lot last month. I did a whole lot. I did 2 CBR articles. I responded to a film theory. I responded to Temple and Institute. It's been a lot of response videos lately, and I don't mind that. I like doing them, but I might take a short break from those unless something really big comes out, like maybe there's some video released by Extra Credits that is just so egregious I can't ignore it. But otherwise, I'm not going to go looking for any CBR articles. If you guys find any that you really want me to look at, feel free to send them to me in Discord, and I'll take a look at them. But for right now, I'm probably going to take a step back from that and try to focus on some other stuff. I hope you don't mind. Also, I want to make this announcement too. Crash Course Warhammer. For those who don't know, I've been trying to do a series called Crash Course Warhammer, where I look at Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy and discuss some stuff from it and try to give an idea about it to new people and new folks. I did the 4 Chaos Gods first, and I was taking a break to do some research, but I probably need to take an even longer break. Doing the 40k video with Danny Fortuna made me realize just how little Lark and I actually know. We know the basics, but we are grossly unaware of a lot of other stuff. I'd like to take some more time to get more brushed up on Warhammer lore before I do too much more, because I know that the further I get into it, the more people are going to point out, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, you need to be more knowledgeable about this, and they'd be 100% right. It's not like if we were talking about the Crusades. If we were talking about the Crusades, I'd say, nah man, I did all this in college, okay? I spent several years looking over this kind of stuff, but with the Warhammer stuff, nah, I'm still relatively new to that, so we'll see how that goes. And finally, fantastical history. People have been asking me to keep that going. I'd like y'all's suggestions. What would you like me to talk about next in fantastical history? What would you like me to discuss if we were to take a fantastical race or group or thing and bring it into the real world? What would you like me to talk about? I like your thoughts, really. So there is that. All right. So with all that out of the way, do the jingle.
I've seen unspeakable horrors, and I know pain. It's time for the question of the day.
Yes, folks, it is that time again, that wonderful time again, where we get to answer your questions. And today I've got some really good question. It's a question that I've been asked a few times, and I'd like to answer it now for this. I actually think I answered this in either a live stream or a Q&A video, but you know, it's a fun story to tell. So here we go. To Raven, that's me. Why does Hannah always draw you as a girl? What's the story behind that? Well, that is a good question. So, I will answer. There are actually 3 reasons why Hannah draws me so frequently as a girl. The first reason is because, well, Hannah likes drawing women more than men. She finds it easier, so it's just an easier thing for her to do. That's the simple reason, and the one we usually give when we just want to get the answer out of the way and move on. But there is a further reason. There were 2 instances in my life that I told Hannah about. She found so funny, she had to joke about them with me. The first one is the dreaded kissing the elbow story. So a long time ago, when I was just a wee little boy of about maybe 4 or 5 years old, I have 2 cousins, one who is my age, one who's a little older, and of course you know Lark is my little brother. Well, the 4 of us were sitting around our grandfather, and he told us one day, boys, because we were all young boys, do not ever kiss your elbow. Why is that, Grandpa? And he said, because if you kiss your elbow, you'll turn into a girl. Now, Grandpa liked to tell stories. He liked to be silly. He liked to joke with us. But being little kids, we couldn't be sure. Was he serious? Would that actually happen? Well, we got to test this now. So, the older cousin isn't going to do it. He's the boss. The younger cousin, Lark, he can't do it. He's the youngest. If something bad happens to him, we're all in trouble. So it was between me and Sam, who was about my age. So we had a contest to decide who would do it. I lost, and so my 2 cousins worked together to bend my arm in just the right way to get me to kiss my own elbow. Very painful. But after I did, obviously, nothing seemed to happen. We didn't know what to expect, so we just kind of brushed it off like, Raven kissed his elbow, nothing happened. Grandpa was probably being silly. A week later, I get the flu. Or some kind of bug, and at any rate, I'm throwing up every day. I can't hold any food down. I'm losing a lot of weight. And my hair, though wavy and curly now, back then was much more straight. And it was growing because I couldn't go get it cut. Well, finally, when I'm starting to get over my illness, I come downstairs to eat breakfast, and my mom does a double take. And she says, son, when you came down, I thought you were a little girl at first. What? I was like, what? Like, well, you've lost so much weight, your shirt looks more like a dress, and your hair has just gotten so long because we haven't gotten it cut. I freaked out. Like, it happened. And I run back upstairs. I'm crying my eyes out. I'm all upset. Mom said, what's wrong? Why are you upset? And I told her like what Grandpa said. I kissed my elbow and now I'm turning into a girl. Oh, it was hilarious. I had to call up Grandpa to say, tell him that you made that up. And he said, why? But he did tell me. And so it turned into a really funny story. But it gets funnier. When I reached middle school, when I reached middle school, another incident happened. I think I was in either 6th or 7th grade, and I was part of a drama club, and we were doing a production of Sleeping Beauty. Now, I did not get a role in the play. I was an understudy, which means that I had to memorize the play, and so that way, if something happens to one of the actors, I can step in and fill the role, no matter who it is. So I did. I memorized the play. I really wanted to be part of it. I really wanted to be the prince. I wanted to be Prince Philip because I kind of liked the girl that was playing Aurora, and I wanted to get to that cool kissing scene, right? You know, obviously. But unfortunately, it was not the guy playing Philip who had to dip out. It was the girl playing Aurora who dipped out because I can't remember exactly if she just got sick and was hospitalized or if they moved, but all I know is she no longer came to school anymore. Something had happened. So the understudy had to step in. Now, you can't tell from my voice now or my body type now, but I used to be a string bean, and I used to have a much higher voice that could pass as a chick's. So after some finagling and some begging and a little bit of bribing, the drama teacher convinced me to play the role. They fitted me for a wig, they put me in the pink gown, the heels, all that nonsense. It was quite embarrassing. The play still went over like a hit, without a hitch, and no one could have told that I was the one playing Aurora in that. And plus, honestly, it was probably the easiest role I've ever played in any performance that I've ever done, because all I had to do was act out for half the play, dance in one part, which was very uncomfortable in that frickin' dress. But then I just had to lay down and pretend to be asleep for the rest of the play. Like, it was very easy. So I can't say it was like the most difficult experience of performing. The hardest performance I ever did was when I had to play Hamlet. That was hard. But nah, that was still embarrassing. But either way, I told both the elbow story and the Sleeping Beauty story to Hannah. She thought both were hilarious, and so she decided to turn that into a joke by drawing me as Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. And it was a funny joke. It was cute. It was silly. I laughed at it, but she kept taking it to new lengths. She started drawing me as other Disney princesses. She started drawing me as a girl in other outfits and designs. And soon, she just started drawing female version of me in all kinds of different looks, designs, outfits, dresses, stuff like that. At first, it was embarrassing, and I was like, please stop doing that. I really don't want you to keep doing that. But the thing about Hannah is if you tell her not to do something, she's going to do it. And over time, we just found it funny. I just stopped caring and just kind of laughed at it, saying, aha, I wonder hey, try doing this one next. It just turned into a joke between us. Now we have a list. Literally, Hannah has a list of designs that she wants to put female Raven in. The name for female Raven is Claire. So, if you ever have something you want to add to that list, or you want to see Claire in something else, let us know in the comments, and maybe we'll add it to the list if it's good enough. Got a whole bunch of different ideas left to do, so now you know the story. That is why Hannah draws me as a girl so often. It's nothing that serious. It's just kind of, it turned into a joke between us. So now you know the story, and I hope you enjoyed that question of the day. Until next month. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a long one. I know that there was a lot of stuff to get out, but it was still very enjoyable. February, I hope it's better than the way January panned out. January was rough, as I said, but there's a lot that I'm looking forward to this month. There's a lot I want to talk about with the new hero and For Honor, and make all kinds of new writing videos. We're still early into 2023, guys. Still a lot to look forward to, and I'll give you updates as we go forward. And until then, guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care.